Okay, welcome everyone. Today you will be seeing the greatest pitch of all time from Team Dragon. To introduce the team, we have the next slide. Can you hear us? Awesome. Our strategist, which you will hear from very shortly, we have Mariona and Molly. Couldn't have done it without them. Our art directors are also Justin, Maria, and Purnima. Also couldn't have done it without them. And then our copywriters are Lisa and yours truly, and Perez. And today we are very excited to present to you our Seekr pitch.
I saw your picture and I'm like, who the hell is this?
Well, the copywriters
like,
are
I really hope this is not a freaking job seeker, dude.
You want to party with the copywriters.
Clearly, he's flexible.
All right, I'm taking it away.
Thank you, Molly.
Today we find ourselves gathered because the fact is job hunting sucks. If it didn't, young people wouldn't wait until their moms or Kim K told them to get a job. They'd be out in the world, taking orders and making more beds than just their own. When we talked to job-curious Gen Z students, we learned there's a lot of uncertainty and apprehension surrounding the process as it is today. They said things like, I don't know what I want to do yet, and I'm afraid it'll be a waste of time. They tell us the application process is stressful and time-consuming, filled with embellished resumes and a lot of ghosting. To bottom line it, one Gen Z student said, applying for a job is painful. You subject your brittle self-esteem to brutal evaluation, expecting rejection after rejection. You put in all this work with absolutely no certainty that it will go anywhere. That's where Seekr comes into play. It's a digital recruiting marketplace that humanizes the previously broken job hiring process by matching people with local jobs through a dual-sided swiping experience. Seekr kills the query. People are served based on compatibility, keywords, and preferences. Matching is based on skill and interest. Seekr brings the human element to center by replacing resumes with a personalized profile. Users have ultimate control over widening or shortening their card's stack distance, playing a key factor in location. Our target is stay-at-home swipers. They are as work-curious young adults in Miami who excel at expressing themselves through a profile and live with their parents. They're interested in work experimentation and waiting for the right fit for their situation. They might not have significant work experience, but they're open to work now so they can enjoy taking more responsibility for their financial freedom. They speak to each other and their inner circles through social media and sending memes. We plan to meet this job-curious group where it's most natural, as part of their normal routine. We want to get people where they're hanging, schooling, and scrolling. From high-traffic billboards and streaming radio to push reach and impressions for the brand to thumb-stopping social content that makes you think, did Seekr really just say that? We're erring on the side of being super eye-catching. We'll meet every young person at any turn, traffic stop, or taco stand. The issue is today's other job platforms grant power to the employer by relying on resumes. With Seekr, employers have gone through the same process to represent themselves visually as applicants to allow for a match. This opportunity equalizes and hiring becomes more approachable because both parties have a chance to see if there's a fit. This leads us to our insight. Everyone benefits when effort is reciprocated. This is every significant other nudging their partner or spouse. Equal effort also leads to matches. You're not the only one swiping. Instead of the tiring one-way form of communication on traditional application processes, with Seekr, everyone is putting forth effort. We believe it's time to show the payoff of reciprocated action, better matches for those looking. So our idea is wherever you are, Seekr will find you.
Today, we will be breaking down the barrier between job poster and job seeker. After all, that's what makes Seekr unique. In your app, everyone is a seeker. So what we're gonna make is an integrated campaign that emphasizes the fact that we're following our Miami target audience wherever they normally go, because everyone is a Seekr. But Justin, how does it look like?
Awesome. I would love to run you guys through how this campaign looks and how it feels. It may look like a lot at first, but trust us, it makes sense. So we chose to utilize the Seekr green and Seekr yellow because we believe that behind the stories of these colors, that they'll work and represent Seekr. Yellow is a very exciting and opportunistic color, while green represents safety and profit. The visual heroes of this campaign are going to be two phones with a single hand interaction between. This exemplifies the simplicity of making a match through Seekr. We want to bend common corporate imagery and write witty copy that leads to Seekr defining its own path. Andrew, why is it important for Seekr to define its own path?
So as we know, Seekr is the new kid on the block. And that can be a little scary, but what that means is we have an opportunity to do more than just create an ad campaign or create a clever tagline. Our goal today is to define the voice behind that tagline, to define the identity of Seekr, and defy the corporate bullshit. So, before we continue, I want to ask you guys a question. When you dig into your pockets, what is the first thing you normally find?
Your phone.
Your phone? You immediately know, like, wallet, keys, it's the
It's
phone.
your phone, man.
For Gen Z, obviously it's the phone, but then we end up maybe like a vape, a lighter, some AirPods. And for Seekr, if there were like Seekr pants pockets, we'd probably find like a ladle, we'd find a hammer, you know, all the jobs, all the possibilities that come with Seekr. But one thing stands true, the phone is the first thing you see. So what we want to do is be as literal as possible and tell them the exact truth, because Gen Z doesn't want to play games. What we're going to say is we put the jobs in their phone and they put the phone in their pocket.
We'd love to introduce to you a tagline, jobs in your pocket. This is the ultimate payoff of reciprocation. We're conveniently meeting them where they want to be the most, on their phone. Wherever you are, Seekr will find you.
Anywhere in the Seekrverse, the jobs in your pocket. Alright, so we're going to follow our Miami audience on a typical day in Miami. So normally they have two choices, either have fun or study. But fun comes after we study, so let's go to school. Shit, we hit traffic. Okay, unfortunately, we're going to be spending a lot of time on I-95 to get to FIU or MDC. So they'll have a lot of time to process our first out-of-home ad. This is our billboard that speaks directly to exactly what we're saying with the hand motifs, right? But it does it in a way that it's not LinkedIn, where you'd see a handshake for LinkedIn, right? For Seekr, we're seeing more pop culture references, things that represent our audience. So the headline, rock, paper, hired, it's two steps, just like it takes two swipes, you make that connection. This represents equal effort, and then the reciprocation, and of course, the Seekr is winning. But
yeah, especially it is really important within these hand motifs to show representation and diversity. So even including something small like a tattooed wrist includes Gen Z and into this audience and into these ads. On to the next slide. This slide truly shows the full creative flexibility of what we're building for Seekr. This surreal imagery is eye-catching, and it lets Seekr have its own tone, its own visuals, and its own voice.
this brings pop culture into the service industry. While our target audience will not end up being Salt Bae, they will certainly be salting an overcooked pork chop at Morton's. And the headline, it basically tells you that since you have no experience, at least you know how to cook a Hot Pocket in your microwave at 3 a.m. So maybe we can take that, nurture it, and maybe not $1 million, but 1 million swipes, right? So then, they finally arrive at college, and what are they greeted with? They see a man or woman in an oversized suit, 2 sizes too big, made entirely out of money. That part may be optional, but what's not optional is he's barreling towards them at full speed, and he's gonna say, "The job's in your pocket." Obviously, our curious young adult is gonna reach into their pocket and find out they've been reverse pickpocketed, and what will they see?
We're trying to give the audience the experience that we're promising with jobs actually being in their pocket. After they become reverse pickpocketed by this random man on campus, they'll be greeted by a Seekr promo booth that gives them a quick elevator pitch and leaves them learning more about Seekr and also a free branded ladle. Not only is this a great opportunity to get one-on-ones with their target audience, this can be even staged for social media content and in pursuing viral videos.
All right, so now they're done at school. They can finally have some fun. So where is our target audience gonna go? The beach, pa la playa. So now we wanted to get as Miami as we could and obviously resonate with our target audience in a medium that they can expect. So we are flying our banners with simple messages that will be maybe absurdly honest with exactly how they're feeling. The goal is to get a friend group that's hammering some White Claws and Four Locos to look up, celebrate together like, bro, they're talking about you. Congrats on graduating, now get a job. Gas price is higher than you right now. And as literal as it gets, get a job.
Traditional Miami plain banners tell you how to spend your money. But with Seekr, we're going to tell you that you need to earn it before you can start spending.
So this is where convenience meets execution.
Now hiring, lame. Now swiping, not lame.
So once they're done at the beach and the munchies are hitting in full force, they're gonna go to job sites we have already sponsored, and they're gonna see some of these placards, selfies of their new resume. That's fantastic because our target audience knows how to build a profile. So these speak to having a win-win-win for our job seeker and for our job seeker. Our job gets a hire, Seekr gets a download, and our job seeker gets the job. Do you want to go into?
Yeah, moving on to the next slide, not only are these QR codes something that we can be placing at these job sites that are already hiring on Seekr, this is a great opportunity for Seekr to gain real-time knowledge on the effectiveness of doing these placements. Seekr can track these QR codes at a certain time and a certain day to see when they're getting the most when they're getting the most scans and if they are effective. So this is some immediate ROI that you'll be able to see and measure.
Okay, and now when they're on their way home from the beach, from school, from these job sites, and they're blasting their Bad Bunny playlist and Joe Rogan podcast, they get interrupted by an ad. You know why? Because they don't have Spotify Premium. Now we're going to point that out. Play it, Molly.
Another ad. That's sad that you're still on your mom's Spotify plan. Download Seekr, get a job, and kiss those ads goodbye. Resumes are for cavemen. Just swipe through local jobs. Get Seekr on iOS and Android. You'll have jobs in your pocket. What did Kim K say?
It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
Hold on, your mom's calling me again. I do know where she moves in. Download Seekr now. So she
All right, so this ad is brutally honest, and it's telling them what they need to do. Get hired and get off Spotify free.
Okay, so then they finally get home and they finally get to do what they've been wanting to do, veg out on their phone. The long-awaited swipes ensue. So we have decided we want to make some organic content for you guys. The best thing we can do is have a social media presence, because where do we want to meet our target audience? On the phone. We want to try and come up with trends, or at least organic content that defines what the brand is. So to go through it a little bit, it's private, don't worry, we have the account. The password is Darren123. And the bio is, don't get ghosted, get roasted. Tweets out of pocket, jobs in your pocket. So a little mock-up that these are some of the ones. I'll read the top one because Stranger Things is popular right now. Mom asked why I'm up past 11 watching Stranger Things. I told her the stranger thing is that you're worried about what I'm doing instead of hopping to work and stacking your bread upside down. Do you guys watch Stranger Things? Cool. We don't need to read the rest right now. You guys are also verified in the mock-up. So,
Alright, moving on to more content, we think plugging into a little bit of Gen Z lingo, something that's out of pocket is something that's out of left field and unexpected. So this would be a great way to create organic content aligning with your brand message. So out of pocket, like being a human sushi, I don't know if you guys can see it, but that is a man as a human sushi roll. That's completely out of pocket. But becoming a sushi chef, that's in your pocket with Seekr.
And then lastly, we really want to emphasize that everyone is a seeker. So we're targeting some Miami superstars like Bad Bunny. We're making an account for them and matching them with the perfect first job. We have Bad Bunny, his account, of course, Bad Bunny Baby. That's why you gotta hire him. And the perfect match for him is Carrot Express. Where else would Bunny go? Then the next one, we have Pitbull. Obviously, we should hire him because he's bald, he's worldwide, and he wears sunglasses in the nighttime. And the perfect job for him is Puppy Palace. He's a dog walker. So this all falls under the umbrella of the magic in the match. Seekr has the ability to give people the best first job that they've ever had, and this extends into our concept of everyone can do it. So eventually, we think that people would want to participate, like, oh, make a thing for me, and then we could roast them and be like, this is the job for you. But right now we have laid it out to the point where all you really need is to get an intern and plug and play. And I know the perfect job seeking app to find one.
Finally, we're going to wrap it up with paid socials. This is reiterating the same visuals that you'll see in the out of door. These are super strong visuals that we believe that can exist on any platform. So whether you're at home or on the go, paid socials are the way that we're going to be reminding that these jobs are in your pocket. Finally, on to the last slide. This campaign, it's playful, it's professional, and it's scalable. This campaign lays the foundation for the potential of Seekr in the job hunting market. But it's up for you guys to decide if this campaign is in your pocket.
I love the hands and the little details with the tattoo is great. Like, that's awesome.
Thank you.
I really love it.
So you guys know any pickpockets that can do reverse pickpocketing?
We could probably put a post on Seekr.
I think anyone can do it if they're distracted by a man in a money suit running at them. We're like, we'll stick a label in there.
You also get like 2 scenes with David Blaine, you know, make like a match.
Yeah.
Is this in your pocket?
That's the entire budget, David.
Does really good stuff, guys.
Thank you guys, we appreciate it. We appreciate the opportunity to pitch for Seekr. This has been super fun. We've had a great time doing it. It was really fun trying to embody and create this brand.
Yeah, just hilarious too. Like,
Yeah,
like that, you're really tapping into that humor that I think obviously makes our generation like tick, you know, like, and that as well as being like shamelessly humorous and like the roast part of it, I think like hitting just from like how shamelessly like we want to be like, I don't know.
So ask something about that. What would it be weird for a brand to have a private account? So you had to like ask.
I've never heard of that.
No, I haven't. That's what I'm like. I'm just like, there's something because you guys said you got a private. It's like it's exclusivity and something like that. Something that could gain like. How would you do that with this?
It's almost like maybe having a public one for businesses,
That's what-
but a private one for just job seekers. Like private one that's just like this community of like people that are
Oh,
like roasting.
okay.
Well, there we can take that to like Reddit or Discord.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one. With Twitter, I think the public, I think that makes it, but that implies scarcity, which gets value from that.
I mean, I do kind of like even like having a little facade with the businesses in a way. It's like, yeah, we're keeping it professional on the front, but then we have like a section on the back where we're like, we keep it real or something.
No, we had some really bold creative ideas that didn't quite make it because
They were a little bit.
they were a little bold. So
There's some
stuff was bold.
emotions that should not
see
be
it.
going on.
Tell me they're in the appendix so I can see it later.
Yeah, we have 72 slides.
Over.
They were bolder than the mom jokes. Okay.
Oh, I didn't even read all the tweets. But, there was on a billboard though. Like Twitter is different. You can get away with it. On a massive billboard, you'll see the appendix.
No, I mean like that whole.
I mean, you would definitely hit that fame thing you're going for.
It would get talked about.
No, I think that's since Wendy's their like Twitter campaign just being like so obnoxiously honest and like doing that type of humor, like what you're doing right there is like, very similar to that.
Thank you guys so much. Awesome.